So here I am at the fencing day 1 of 4 2020 field days, and I'm just having a look at this golden pliers competitor, 1975 to 2015 golden pliers finalist, 37 times. First off the line 29 times. Fastest heat times 1 hour and 8 minutes. Fastest final time 3 hours and 5 minutes. Won the golden pliers twice and won the world champion once. And I'm sitting here, I can ask the question, what does first off the line 29 times mean, Nick?
That's the first person to complete the fence.
That's, oh yeah, so that's what first off the line is.
So you get maximum time points.
So when it says fastest heat time 1 hour and 8 minutes, how come the fastest final time 3 hours and 5 minutes?
Because the heats are different. The heats is a lot simpler fence. Right. And then there's usually that 35 in the heats and 8 go into the final.
Okay.
So it's a lot smaller fence.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a lot quicker.
Okay. So if I go over to this leaderboard over here, because that's the tool that you use, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a couple of those at home. So this is the double fencing champions here.
Yeah, that's the doubles.
Yep. And we're just having a look down at the various names. And yours comes up there.
1986.
1986.
The first won the doubles.
And then there's
1996. 1982.
Oh, I see. So yeah, here's the doubles here. So there's a lead person on this, isn't there?
There's 2 of us. Yeah.
And then Colin Brown was your mate.
Yeah.
And then you had Neville Prince. And this is COVID 2020. So that's. And then you've got. Did Neville feature in any other? Did he work with anyone else?
No, just us.
Okay. And so that's this year's ones, is it?
No, that's all the finalists from day 1, year 1, 1969 when it first started.
Oh, okay. So there were 3 singles and then doubles.
And then that's all the finalists.
So 2006 was quite a big year. 2007 was quite a big year. And that's a picture of you up there. There he is. 2021 Rural Sports Lifetime Legendary Award for service attributed to the sports of fencing. Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
You must know a few funny stories in your time. Practical jokes, it must abound. There you go, look at that, singles finalist 36 times. And then the 27th. Yeah, well, your name appears quite a lot, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you write that book?
That's right.
Okay.
It was released a year after I retired from competition fencing.
Oh, yeah. And this is when you...
Won the World Championships.
So where would the World Championships be held?
In Germany, every 2 years.
Oh. So what do you do in the 3 hours of the final? So you obviously got to carry the logs out. Do you have to dig the holes?
Yeah, we're going to dig all the holes. I mean, you can see the lines laid out there.
Oh, yeah.
And we put up a full fence, 9 wires, fully battened.
Yeah.
And a gate, you see a gate, there's a gate hung at this end.
Yeah, over there, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a full fence.
Okay.
But the times that we'll do tomorrow, nobody will go under 5 hours. The times are, since I've stopped, nobody is as quick as me.
Wow. And you did it in 3 hours and 5 minutes?
Yeah, that's when I was a bit younger.
Okay, and what was the slow part, digging the hole, or?
Generally doing your end assemblies, because you've got to do them well.
Yeah.
To stay in the ground once the load comes on.
Right.
Yeah.
So is there a women's competition for this as well?
No, there isn't, but there has been women compete over the years.
Okay.
We've never had a woman come into the final.
Right.
Yeah, but there has been a male and female in the doubles.
Yeah.
And there has been over the years been the odd female entrant in the singles. They do very well, but they can't do it quick enough to qualify.
So if you doubled up with, because obviously you bring technical skill to it, so there's a possibility you could come out of retirement and someone could, from that perspective, you understand what I mean?
I had thoughts before I retired was to partner up with a woman.
Yeah.
And but I never eventuated. And I reckon we would have
a good chance.
A good chance for qualifying.
If you could have a woman that was able to dig well and just help you out, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
those two things together would have been
something I wanted to do. Yeah.
And I'm only asking because Jacinta, the Prime Minister, came through the innovation area today, and that was interesting, you know. But she didn't come down this end of the track.
No. If she knew I was here, maybe she would have.
Well,
she's gone now, or she's still here?
Well, I just knew that she was coming through, and she did. And the point being is, this is YouTube video, so things are a bit different now. Once it's online, who knows? Anyway, so what's this? This is the single side of things.
That's all the Golden Pliers champions.
Right.
And you can see I'm featured there. I'm featured there, and
so what's the difference between singles and doubles?
oh, this is you're doing it on your own.
But are they combined or not?
No, this is just everybody doing it on their own, and that one there is doing it with two of you.
So if you did doubles, and this should be pretty knackered, can you do singles and doubles
together? A lot of guys do.
Or some you can just focus on doubles, just focus on singles.
But generally they all, I mean, tomorrow a lot of the guys in the singles will be in the following day in the doubles. Yeah. It's quite tiring by the end of the week, which we've already had the heats. Yeah. And on Monday, the total in the week, the total work time is not very much, but it's the pressure. Yeah. And usually by the time the weekend comes around, you're pretty tired.
So I have a question. How old, like obviously, how old were you on the farm when you first dug your first posting? Because I remember being out on the Chatham Islands and I'd help a fencer out there, and it's pretty relaxed. We'd talk about various things and dig a hole and put a fence in. So were you brought up on a farm?
Yeah, in Pukekohe.
Okay. So what's your earliest memory? I mean, obviously unwrapping the Christmas present under a tree, and it's one of those plier things for fencing. So,
well, I never did much fencing on the farm, but it's not until after I left school that a friend and myself started to fence.
What do you put it down to? Like, obviously you've got the physical Pine Tree Meads situation, but there's obviously skill involved, isn't it?
Well, there is, I mean, we got to know what the judges are looking for. That's a big thing. And we're fencing for the judge. Just like if we're on a job, we know what the farmer wants, and we give him what he wants. Here we give the judge what he wants. Yeah. So that's exactly how we work it. Okay. And you know, over the years of competing, you get to know not so much the shortcuts, but the quick way of doing something. Yeah. Because here we have time points. Time points is money. Yeah. So the quicker you do it, the better it is.
So what's it cost for a line of, you know, like obviously posts, wires, all the bits and pieces, like that length of fencing there, how much does that cost per metre? Like what are we looking at just in materials, and then what's the labour cost for that?
Oh, well, I'm not up to speed with the costing of it. Yeah. But I know that style of fence. Yeah. Which is wires and battens. I think the material component is roughly about $10 a metre.
So if you work for, like, obviously if they take 5 hours, two people doing a fence for that period of time, so they get what, $20 an hour each? So $40 an hour?
Most people are working on 60,